Hi, I'm going to be going over how to make a YouTube video um, that puts together kind of a compilation of different clips for college coaches, for a volleyball player to send to college coaches. A YouTube video is really nice and easy because you can just send them a link. What you want to start out with is good film, good footage. So you want to film often throughout the season. It's best if two parents are filming at once. One parent could be filming entire sets and just cutting out the timeouts, and the other parents could be filming each play. So you hit the record button when they serve, and then you stop it when there's a dead ball. And then the best thing to do, I found with our team, is we just upload it to a Google Drive. And as you can see here, we put I put a folder in my drive just called 2020 video film shock. And obviously our 2020 club season went really short. We only played a couple of tournaments, but like any kid, I can share this with the entire team. Any kid can click on the Nashville tournament and it will load each clip, every single play for every single game. And what's nice is it organizes it by matches, by sets and time frames and stuff like that. So if a kid said, oh yeah, when we played this team, I had a really good game, you can go look through those clips. Then when you find a clip that you really like, you're able to click on it, and there's an option over here in the corner to just download it to your desktop. So what you want to do is go through and find the footage. You want highlight reels of every skill that your kid is good at. And then also you want a set, just a 25-point set where your kid played really well, because the coach is going to want to watch them like transition and see how they communicate, see how they celebrate each point, see how they, are they closing the block consistently? Are they transitioning to defense consistently? So you do want to include a full set at the end of your highlight reel. And I'll explain that further in a minute. Okay, the next thing you want to do is you need to select a video editing software that works best for you. I personally am a Mac girl. I like Apple products, so I videoed the film with an iPad and I uploaded it to a MacBook, and then I'm able to use iMovie on my MacBook to just create highlight videos. There's all kinds of video editing software out there, from really expensive to cheaper. They can do amazing things. You can do it. You could just do it all on an app. Like you can create this video just with an iPad and download the iMovie app. I like to do it on my MacBook because the iMovie has a few more options. So you're going to go right here to create, and then click movie, not a trailer, and then you're going to start dropping in film. So the first thing you want to drop into your video for your highlight video is you need an introduction. What I did was I took an image of like a screenshot of just a black screen, and then dropped a title on top of it. So all of these are titles, just depending on how you want it to look. What I did is I dropped a title page that looked like this. It had a little more text, and I put it over a black screen. And then I was able to add some information about this kid and what tournaments this pulls from. I would recommend starting off with a video of the kid introducing themselves, just like this says, how tall they are, what age they are, what position they play, maybe what their club team's name is, and then also what their school team's name is. Maybe have them wearing the jersey that they're going to be wearing, the jersey number that they're going to be wearing in the video. I didn't have time. I made this after, the pandemic started. So I didn't have time to have that kid film all of this stuff. So I made her like an introduction page, which is also an option. But I think coaches really like to see just a few seconds of the kid talking, to just kind of see their demeanor, and just have them talk about themselves a little bit. The other thing I would do is I would only include footage from like notice here I did 3 tournaments for her, but I would really kind of stick to one tournament, like 5 or 6 matches, because you don't want them to think that you're like cherry picking all your highlights These were pretty small tournaments. They were like 2 days, so I did all three for hers. But if you had a lot of options, you can make several videos. I would just do one video that highlights the best of one tournament, or 3 or 4 matches. So now what I want to show you is how to insert the clips. For you have an introduction, either it's a live one, a live video of the kid introducing themselves, or you have a title page. And now you want to start pulling videos, the clips where it starts at the serve and ends at the dead ball, and you want to start dropping them into your project. So I go to My Media, and you can just import. Here's this little arrow button. We're going to import. It automatically pulls up my desktop. Here's a video that I want to put in her project, and it's going to drop the video into the project, the new video into the project. So the other thing you can do is you can put titles on it. So notice this says serve receive. So what I did for this kid is she plays all the way around. So she serves, she hits, she plays defense. She's in a ton of serve receives. So I organized her clips by the skill, and I dropped a title on. So I for hitters, I always start with hitting. But what I did was put her best hit up here and then added a title. And you can just drop it in. And so I dropped it in. And then when you click on it, you're able to change where it says name, and you can change it to hitting or whatever you're going to put in there. If you don't like it, you decide you don't like it, you just highlight it and delete it. You can make it drops in for 4 seconds. You can make it shorter or longer, but I would recommend, if you're showcasing a lot of skills, to kind of organize it. Here's 10 clips of hitting, and here's 10 clips of serve receive. Here's 10 clips of setting. If your kid's just an outside hitter and just hits and blocks and picks up tips, it's not necessary to organize it by those things. So yeah, this is how we're going to drop those in. Now, if the clip's too long, you can always shorten it. Here's the thing with any video editing software. So let's say you're not using iMovie, you can go on YouTube and it'll explain to you how to use that video editing software. Like, YouTube is such an awesome resource for people trying to make these videos. So if you're not going to use iMovie, just search on YouTube for the software that you are using, and it'll explain to you how to drop video in, how to add titles, how to add transitions. So it should be fairly easy to figure that out, how to put this in. So really it's just gathering the film and organizing in a way that's best for coaches. Okay, now that you have put your introduction in and then organized your highlights from 3 or 4 matches, you could have used titles, you didn't have to. Then the last thing you're going to put in, or the second to last thing actually, is 8 to 10 minutes of just an outstanding set that you've had. Now remember, it's an entire, it's a chunk of a set, so you may have a mistake in there, but just a set that you really transitioned well, you communicated well, you could tell that you were working really hard, and that you had some like major plays. So you want to include just a video clip of that. That's where it comes in handy to have had either a coach or another parent, instead of just filming plays, to have been filming entire sets and cutting out the timeouts, because you're going to want to put some whole footage of an actual set, just 10 minutes max, at the end of your highlights, so your coach can just see you play in an actual game, like a fluid game. And then at your very last part of your video is going to be a contact information slide, where you're going to put your club coach's contact number and email, and then you're going to also put your email on there. So just like I did the introduction slide, you can put a black screen and then drop a title on there and type in it, just like I did for this part right here. That's what you're going to do for your contact information slide. Okay, your last step, once you have finished your project, you've got your introduction, your highlights organized, or your highlights put in, your footage put in, and then your contact slide. Then you want to upload it to YouTube. First, you're going to have to actually create a YouTube page, so that when you hit the export button, you can upload directly to YouTube. The other option you have is you can download it as a file and then upload it from the YouTube page into your YouTube. I like to just put it directly into YouTube, so I'm going to double click this. It's going to give me an option to title it. You have tags, resolution, options like that. You can research what would be the best for you. I always put category of sports, and I make it public because if you make it unlisted, they have to have the link to view it. But sometimes there can just be problems with that. If you want to make it unlisted, you can share the link with them, and if they have the link, they can open it. Private's not a good option because then they're not going to be able to view it. But I always just make mine public. Then you're going to hit the button next, and you're going to have some copyright things that go on, and you're going to publish. So it'll start loading over here in this circle, and then I'm going to go into YouTube and show you what it looks like from the YouTube studio. Sometimes it can take, as you notice, like the circle's not filling up. It can take an hour or two to upload to YouTube, and then you have to go in to the studio and just double check everything. So I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, we are almost done. So then I sign into YouTube. I'm going to go to my channel, and it has like an option for YouTube Studio. Actually, I think I can get directly there from over here. Okay, yeah, I'm going to click on my YouTube Studio, and when it pulls that up, it's moving in slow motion. Then I'm going to click on Videos. And this is where you can add a description, change the thumbnail, things like that. Let me go to open one where I made for a volleyball player. So I try and put as much information about the kid in the title. And then in the description, that's your opportunity to talk about what the coach is going to be viewing. So I said that this was from her 2020 club season. I explained that they won a bid to nationals, but it was canceled due to COVID. Down here, I can change the thumbnail of the video. So like when it pulls up, what is the person going to see? So I changed it to a picture of the team with their trophy. I would say, no, it's not made for kids. And then there's no age restriction. Sometimes they make it, if it's made for kids, it's harder to share. I have visibility set to public. And then right here, this is the link that you would just copy the video link to your clipboard, and then you can paste that link into any email that you send a coach. So this is how, I hope this helps. I know this was a lot of steps, so it's really not difficult. And having a YouTube link that you can just embed into emails to send to coaches that they can just open it up and just right then and there see lots of footage of your player is just an awesome option. Make sure if you change anything on here that you hit save before you exit out. And that is how you make a highlight video.